कुमार स्वामी नायक गोंगो लुगु लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Good evening, Fiji. In this bulletin, Fiji's economy resilient, says RBF. Pastor denies rape charges. And veteran radio personality recognized.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Fiji's economy has been resilient in the face of adversities over the past 50 years. Reserve Bank of Fiji Governor Arif Ali, while launching the commemorative notes and coins for our 50th independence anniversary, says Fiji has been able to stand on its own because of the spirit of unity. Apanisa Wangairandovu reports.
These one-off $50 notes and 50-cent coins commemorate Fiji's journey as an independent state for half a century.
Our foreign reserves has also grown over the years. In 1970, it stood at just 24 million. Whereas as of this morning, it stands at just over $2.3 billion.
I see the true Fiji when I turn to the back of the bill. Here, we see our future, the children of Fiji who will inherit the nation we built for them today.
Reflecting on how the economy has evolved, the Reserve Bank says poverty and inequality have declined, while there has been immense investment in infrastructure, allowing new markets and opportunities. Ali says the pandemic did not spare Fiji, resulting in the reversal of positive gains. However, there are indications of a strong comeback. Prime Minister Vorengen Bainimarama also honored the work of the RBF in maintaining its integrity.
And I would like to thank the Governor of the Reserve Bank, Mr. Rifali, for supplying the quality of leadership every day in his service to the Fijian people.
We have shown time and again that we are a nation of resilient people. And so, when the tide turns on the current COVID-19 crisis, I have no doubt that we will emerge from the experience much stronger.
The new $50 banknote is now available in the market, and the RBF has also started distributing the commemorative 50-cent coins to all students around the country. Bainimarama says in these trying times, nothing should rob us of our spirit and sense of patriotism as Fiji looks ahead, knowing that the best is yet to come. Apanisa Wangairandovu, FBC News.
Being the voice of the nation and promoting unity and togetherness has made Shami Lochan Lal passionate about her job as a radio broadcaster for the past 35 years. Her contributions towards national development saw her stand proud, receiving the 50th anniversary commemorative medal from the President this morning. Chasai Nanunga has more.
Till my last breath, I will treasure this moment.
Fijian Broadcasting Corporation's manager radio programs, Shami Lochanlal, was lost for words after being nominated, saying the prestigious award has boosted her enthusiasm.
I'm very patriotic about the fact that we are all Fijians, and this has motivated me to continue to bind the nation of Fiji together in harmony, in togetherness, in oneness through the media which we have, and Fijian Broadcasting Corporation has been doing that with our radio stations and television stations too.
Andilai Sambalabu also received a medal today in recognition of the numerous community development projects she spearheaded in the West after retiring from government in 2010.
You go on horseback, you can walk on the tracks to go into community, the villages, the settlements. That's where you get the blessings, and you know the work is being done more effectively and more efficiently when you have those in place.
Fiji's climate change advocate in international meetings, Amenatawa Woli, also received a medal this morning. He says the award has energized him to continue supporting and contributing towards the national development agenda.
As a regional international civil servants representing Fiji in all international meetings, and so it's really been a lot when looking back from this day. I've achieved so much, and once again I'm really thankful that
over 100 commemorative medal recipients have so far been awarded this week, with the remaining awardees to receive their medals over the next few days. José Yenanunga, FBC News.
Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama has hit out at rumour mongers who he says stoked fear among Fijians when the coronavirus came around in March this year. While speaking at the Ra Provincial Council meeting, Bainimarama highlighted that Fiji has not had any cases among the public for more than 170 days. Lena Rees reports.
Bainimarama disproved the lies of those who spread rumors on COVID-19 7 months ago, preying on the anxiety of people.
Many of those people told us we'd all run out of food and other essentials. I would wager some of those they duped still have a mountain of unused toilet paper stacked somewhere in their homes. Those critics are either very quiet these days, or they've found something new to lie about. Whatever it is, you can be sure they will insist government is to blame.
Bainimarama says the government cannot afford these distractions, adding that he would rather stick with doing what government does best.
So yes, we have indeed delivered on our promises of new roads, police stations and crossings, along with water and energy extensions and other hallmarks of modern life.
He also encouraged people to look out for one another as the COVID-19 driven collapse of the world economy is hitting our people hard.
We need everyone's courage and creativity. We need every Fijian to act with care towards those who need a helping hand.
Bainimarama assured the people of Ra that as Fiji has come back from cyclones and ethnically charged political upheavals, we will emerge from the COVID-19 economic crisis stronger than ever. Lena Rees, FBC News.
A pastor on trial for allegedly raping 3 women of his congregation denied the allegation while giving evidence in the High Court this morning. 46-year-old Waisake Tulavu is charged with 4 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. Pranita Prakash reports.
Waisake Tulavu is alleged to have raped 3 church members aged 22, 29 and 32 in Nasinu in 2018. He is alleged to have raped the 3 at his Kadingham home in Suvab. While testifying in the High Court today, Tulavu explained the type of prayers conducted at the agape. He stated that according to the Bible, prayer is very important and thus they pray for oil, which is then poured onto the hands and applied on the forehead of the person he is praying for. Tulavu said the first victim had asked to be prayed for she was not able to conceive with her husband. He said he conducted the prayer on a few occasions inside the church and at his house. However, he denied that he had inappropriately touched the victim. He also denied that he told the victim to have sexual intercourse with a senior member of the church. Tulavu denied that he inappropriately touched the second and the third victim. The matter will continue tomorrow. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The state in the case against former Fijian Holdings Chief Executive Norzab Farid today informed the Magistrates Court that flights are still being arranged for a witness stuck in South Korea. The matter was called before the court today with Farid's presence excused. Farid is charged with 3 counts of indecent assault. It's alleged that he committed the offences against 2 female employees of the FHL group. Trial has been set for December 1st. Up ahead, Lautoka prepares for Fiji Day, and senior citizens revel in Independence Day memories.
मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
A commemorative plaque will be unveiled by the Lautoka City Council to mark Fiji's 50th Independence Day. Details with Felipe Naikaso.
This tree was planted by Queen Elizabeth II when she visited Fiji in 1953, more than 60 years ago, and the Lautoka City Council is hoping to commemorate it this Saturday.
The monument we're building will be very unique to Fiji, and we don't want to divulge all details, but we can say that it will be something unique to Fiji, something that people of Lautoka will be very proud of.
The city has also been preparing for the celebrations since last week, with a number of events taking place.
As you know, Lautoka was declared a city in 1977, so we are 43 years old. So we can say we are very much part of the 50 years that Fiji has experienced as part of this celebration.
The atmosphere in the sugar city has been lively as Fijians gear up to mark 50 years of independence.
Yes, I'm looking forward for the celebration and it will be good for anniversary for Fiji.
Great day for Fiji, having 50 years. At that time I was 20 years old.
Proud moments for all Fijians, 50 years of anniversary.
The plaque will be unveiled by the Minister for Tourism Fire Square, with the Fiji Day celebrations to be held at Churchill Park. Philip Naikaso, FBC News.
Fiji Day is a time for reflection, planning for a better future, development and improving the quality of life. This was the message from Minister for Local Government Pramila Kumar at Nasinu's Fiji Day celebrations hosted at the Langere Market. Lena Rees reports.
Happy Fiji Day!
The minister says changes in and around the Nasinu municipality over the past 50 years are a cause for celebration.
Nasinu is the second most populous municipality in Fiji, and it is a home for 11,252 ratepayers and has a population of 92,043 Fijians who are living in Nasinu.
Kumar also encouraged the people of Nasinu to keep the festivities going as Fiji marks 50 years of independence.
Enjoy a couple of days. In fact, you can enjoy the whole of October because it's a very special October. And keep the festivity going because seldom do we celebrate 50 years of independence.
Stalls at the Langere Market were decked out in blue for the celebrations as people came together to celebrate Fiji Day.
I'm very happy for the Fiji Day and I just love the fun, the decoration and everything.
The decorations we used is what most of our ancestors used back in the day, and this is what I'm so proud of this Fiji Day.
We worked together as one to make today's event happen.
Families are participating, adults and children, and it's so colorful in the market.
More events have been planned around the country to commemorate Fiji Day, with the main celebrations to take place on Saturday at Albert Park. Lena Rees, FBC News.
A significant part of any event is being able to capture the moment for memories. October 10th, 1970 was an event businessman Iqbal Janif captured and will cherish for the rest of his life. Being just 26 at the time, a young photographer new in the field of photography, it was an overwhelming feeling for him. Venina Rakautonga has more.
Not aware of how significant the event was at the time, he is ensuring these memories are kept 50 years on.
Recording history in the making, I guess it didn't really hit me at the time. On the day, it was an assignment that we were doing.
Janif says he was thankful to have been part of the event, being able to be among many distinguished names despite being on the job.
I was a small person. In fact, I may have been the shortest of the photographers there. So I managed to get in front of everybody and didn't get in anyone's way, and there was a lot of pushing and shoving going on behind me. And, I got bumped a couple of times, and some of my photos were out of focus because of that. But, that was all part of the game.
He says the significance of any national event should always be explained to the younger generation, and the best way to capture it is through photographs.
And if the reason for the holiday is explained and the significance of what is happening is explained, then people will understand why it is important to record these, for the future.
The businessman still keeps memorabilia and photographs from the 10th of October 1970 and has decorated his photography shop with a Fiji Independence Day theme. Venina Rakautonga, FBC News.
The memories of the Fiji Day celebrations at the Albert Park 50 years ago are still fresh in my mind. These were the words of the former Member of Parliament and former businessman Sir James Arcoy, who says that being part of the Fiji Day independence in 1970 was an honour. Sainiani Mboila has his story.
84-year-old Sir James Arkwright still remembers the day Fiji became independent from British rule in 1970.
When we were given the independence, Prince Charles came here as a young, I think he was he was a young captain, whether in the Navy or the Army, I don't know, I'm not so sure, but he came to give us the instruments of independence by his mother.
Sir James, who was then a Member of Parliament, says he was blessed to be mere inches away from the Prince of Wales during the ceremony.
I was sitting just behind Ratumara, and I remember Prince Charles very clearly in my mind. I can see him right now. So
the seasoned businessman and politician says for 50 years, Fiji has been a beacon for national development in the region.
Maybe I'm biased, but if you travel around, there's no Pacific Island nations other than Australia and New Zealand they can compare with Fiji. We are so well developed.
On a more personal level, reflecting on his journey, Sir James says he is proud of his diverse background.
I'm actually Chinese Fijian. My mother's Fijian and my father's Chinese. And I'm very proud to be Chinese Fijian. And I'm also Balai Tuna Balai Kambula. So I'm Fijian in that respect. So it's a great nation. I have a big player in this economy, so there you are.
Sir James received a 50th anniversary commemorative medal yesterday. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
A picture can trigger buried memory and recall a precise moment in time more rapidly than words. That's true for 79-year-old Rajendra Autar, who was part of the celebrations at the Albert Park and has kept an album with pictures from Fiji's Independence Day in 1970. Kritika Kumar reports.
Autar captured the historic moment of the flag of Fiji being raised for the first time at the Albert Park on October 10, 1970.
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere because this is the first time the Fiji flag was raised. People were scared and they were thinking that, you know, when the British government was in hand, what's going to happen when the Fiji is taking the oath of independence and how they're going to run the show.
Autar says during the British government, Fijians were working very hard and there were few other jobs than the sugar industry.
And most of the people were busy in sugar industries to cultivate land and produce their farming and supply the sugar cane, and they have been dependent on the sugar cane. And that was the main source of income in Fiji at that time. Later on, then the tourism came in.
He adds since then, development has been quick and Fiji has progressed a lot.
And there is so many things has happened which people can see that in this 50 years time, Fiji has progressed in general, not only in one sector, but association with other countries.
Autar has commended all Fijians who have supported and contributed to the country's development. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
A charitable group will be providing 200 needy families with groceries this Independence Anniversary weekend. The motorcade for the Fiji 50 Charity Motor Show will start from Nausori 10 a.m. on Saturday, featuring over 50 vehicles and 40 motorbikes. Shop and Save has given a 50% discount for groceries, and Director Nishil Deod Kisun says they are happy to help.
It's part of our corporate social responsibility to be working with the community and actively helping out with the community that we serve.
Club Toyota Fiji and Freedom Riders have come together to make a initiative to provide food packs for 200 families, and we are working on the target, and we have got a lot of sponsors on board.
And it's business time now with Kelly.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up, Esco Motors' newest four-wheel drive sells fast. And in growing Fiji, tree planting to mark 50th Fiji Day. Stay with us.
Pula nadang go apros lang garse, go erkraki. Do televizyon na barong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibit.
Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibit.
Fiji's largest car dealer, Esco Motors, pre-sold 75% of the new 2020 Hilux before their official launch last night. Speaking at the launch and the Fiji 50th Year of Independence celebrations, Esco Chief Executive Greg Sims says despite the pandemic, the demand for cars is still there. Sims says the effects of COVID-19 in our economy will not hold Esco Motors back in working to provide the best car service to Fijians.
Yes, there is. There certainly is. It is, of course, lower pre-COVID, but what we're finding is there is definitely demand. People want to get out and experience. Work is going on for most people, so people do need transport. So there is some demand, a little bit lower than previous pre-COVID, but still demand.
Sinifa joins us next with the latest from the money market.
The US dollar and Japanese yen nursed losses after the revival of hopes for some US spending improved investor sentiment and appetite for riskier currencies. This was further supported by hints at even more easing from the US Federal Reserve in the minutes of its September meeting. Across the Tasman, there are no fresh clues on stimulus, which is causing investors to move in favor of the greenback. The New Zealand dollar slipped 0.4% after a central bank official said the bank was actively working on negative interest rates and funding for lending program. Elsewhere, Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey was in a panel discussion on the impact of COVID-19, and the US vice presidential debate has taken place. Both are expected to influence foreign exchange values, but we'll have to wait and see how all of this will impact our Fiji dollar basket tomorrow. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Vinaka Sinifa. Here today's local exchange rates as set this morning. Uncertainty on international markets has seen the Fiji dollar rise against the New Zealand dollar and the Japanese yen, but the Sangamoli versus the other currencies recover. Prices were rising on the commodities market. Oil was up slightly, now just a few cents below $40 a barrel. Gold rose slightly to $1,890 per ounce, and silver closed up at $23.90 per ounce. In commemoration of Fiji's 50th year of independence, the Lambasa Municipal Council had a tree planting session yesterday. Lambasa Special Administrator Doreen Robinson says they have other events planned in the lead up to Fiji Day. Robinson says cleanup campaigns have also been organized for the town. She adds the highlight will be the street sales on Saturday.
And then we'll have an official program down at the Subrail Park. We're working on our chief guest. We're not sure who that will be at the moment, but we'll have an official program there, and we'll be probably little competitions, with the kids answering questions on Fiji's history and giving out prizes.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you next with sports.
Thanks and good evening. Ahead in sports, Rewa through to IDC semi-final. And Skipper Cup players the Fiji and Barbarian side. This and more coming up.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Lincoln Refrigeration Rail football side is the first team through to the Courts Inter-District Championship semi-finals. Rewa sealed their place in the Final Four with a 5-1 win over Nasinu in a bruising encounter at ANZ Stadium. Tale Matairakula reports.
Rewa head coach Marika Rondu says the team knew what was at stake if they didn't come away with a clear win.
The boys started to go down in the second half, but we played according to the plan, which is to score early.
The teams battled hard for the win, but the better side came out victorious, booking its place in the semi-final.
We make sure that we utilize our opportunity And the only way we have to qualify into the semi-final was to score 4 goals.
With the results not going their way, Nasinu head coach Tangi Vonolangi says they will take the loss and focus on their next task.
3 tough games in 3 days with this weather condition. And for us, we're building up for the next 3 league game, which is very important for us. And sorry to disappoint our fans.
The semi-finals will be played on Saturday at the NZ Stadium. Kylie Materkula, FBC Sports.
One Builders Easy Cool Nandi will have to wait for the match underway between Ba and Lambasa to confirm their qualification to the Courts IDC semi-finals. Although the Jet Setters defeated Navua 2-1 in their last pool match today, their fate lies in the hands of the ongoing game. If Lambasa beats Ba by less than 2 goals or holds the Men in Black to a draw, then the Mbamba-Sing Alliance will qualify from this pool. However, if Mba wins, then Nandi will qualify with the Men in Black. Nandi coach Kamal Swami says they will hope for the best.
It has been in Fiji, BOG too. There were teams who were waiting for the last match, and I think which proves that that competition is very tough nowadays, and all the teams are preparing very well.
Ndrikete is the last team from the senior division to book its place in the Courts IDC senior division semi-finals. It defeated Raki 3-2 at the Uprising Sports Center this afternoon. Aquila Dama reports.
The Ndrikete side has a special mission in the IDC. Win the title for their late women's coach Karalaini Matare and player Shenaz Begum, who perished in a fatal accident last weekend.
And our plain purpose for our mothers, Karas and Nas, they passed away. We try hard to bring something back to them in the Ndrikete. And we try hard to make Ndrikete proud.
Suluka scored the winning goal for Ndrikete, and he says they will forget the win and focus on the semi-final. Ndrikete manager Mukesh Chand says coming from behind and scoring 3 successive goals is quite an amazing achievement for them.
For the boys, well, from the start, we started well, and though we were 2-0 down, and the message to the boys was there's nothing else, we just have to go for a win.
Ndrikete joins Nandronga, Mbua and Televu Naitasiri in the semi-finals, which will be held at the ANZ Stadium on Saturday. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
National football coach Fleming Serritslav has noted some improvements in the performance of players at the Courts IDC. He says skill and intensity of games have lifted in both the Premier and Senior Division compared to the Battle of the Giants in August. Serritslav adds seeing the progress is a positive sign. They are on track to achieving the goals they set out for the development of football in the country.
Teams trying to play like we want to play. It means we want to play a fast game on the ground, try to play forward if it's possible to play forward. We saw that, and one thing has improved in the Premier League, it's the intensity of the games. It was actually totally okay.
Some Skipper Cup players will join the Barbarian squad for a match against England later this month. This has been confirmed by Fiji Rugby Union Chief Executive John O'Connor in an exclusive interview with FBC Sports. O'Connor says following their time with the Barbarians, some of the players will then join the Flying Fijian side for the Autumn Nations Cup.
Those players who have been selected for the Barbarians, I think their flights have been sorted and they will fly to New Zealand. And from New Zealand they will fly with Vern and his coaching panel into the Barbarian camps in the UK. They'll train, prepare. Few of the players will return back after that match. The other players that Vern has identified then will join the Flying Fijian camps.
The Nandi rugby side believes their Skipper Cup match against Nandronga next week will be vital with only a few rounds left. After the huge win against Lautoka last weekend, the Jet Setters have a chance of qualifying for the semi-finals. However, they will need to win against Nandronga to overcome the first obstacle. The side has also ironed out a number of issues as they prepare for the clash with the Stallions.
No, it's a very important clash for both of the teams. Nandronga needed that win, likewise Nandi, to cement our standing in the semi-final, to confirm our standing in the semi-final. Yeah?
One of the founding players of the Northland Rugby Club, Ilimele Kindelasau, believes the team can make the Skipper Cup next year. Northland has qualified for the semi-finals of the Vanua Cup, a step away from qualifying for the main competition. De La Salle says while he trusts the leadership of the current officials and the abilities of the players, there is still a lot of work to be done.
Northern Ireland will have to maintain their composure, they will have to maintain the consistency, they will have to polish up on a lot of set-piece play. But at the moment I do have trust in them through this new Northern players, and I hope that they perform well and win the semi-final to make them qualify for the Skipper Cup next year.
Fijian welterweight champion Ronald the Terminator Naidu is looking forward to his rematch with Chese the Hitman Ravundi next month. The two will fight for the vacant World Boxing Foundation Asia Pacific Super Welterweight title at Prince Charles Park on November 14th. The last time the two met, Naidu won on a unanimous points decision.
Just sparring with the Molo Molo boys, the club, and the Sylvain Nawai, Samal Ramanuj, doing like 3-day training in the day, 3 times a day, and it's really good. So yeah, I fought him once. This time I'll go for earlier knockouts.
That's it from Sports Tonight in New Media. Check out the latest in Bluetooth earphones technology. This and more after the break.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
And it's weather time now with Angie.
Good evening and welcome to the Weather World. The weather is a total mix-up. One moment we have showers and the next we have sunshine. Nonetheless, we have amazing mood in the air because of Fiji Day celebrations. Now let's see what the other centers were like for today. In the west, light showers in prediction. Otherwise, the day was solid with sunshine. Eastwards from Pekhamarasuva, a mixed weather scenario. The night will see showers that will continue in the morning. And up north, light showers will be widespread, but still sunshine made it through. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 10:49 p.m. with low tide at 5:24 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:41. For tomorrow, we do have odd spots of rain, but hey, it's Friday. Let's just enjoy the day. Tomorrow's temps, Lambasa will be warm at 32 degrees, while other centers will follow in the lower 30s. And looking further on to Saturday, don't forget the Fiji Day celebrations, and the weather looks great from now. Well, that's all the weather news from my side. Jackie joins you next.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, what do you think about the Fijians being recognized with Independence Day medals?
Must have a culture of appreciation for people who have served the nation, who have built Fiji up to this 50th year.
It is a good way to commend the efforts made by those that worked hard to build our Fiji.
It's good to see hardworking Fijians recognized for their good deeds.
It's about time these people get awarded, and I congratulate them for the work they have done in Fiji.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, Fiji's economy resilient, says RBF. Pastor denies rape charges, and veteran radio personality recognised. Now for these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question, we're asking, will Suva on sale help businesses affected by COVID-19? Visit our FBC website to answer. And on to our shot of the day, a gorgeous waterfall for those hot days when you want to get away from it all. Send us newsworthy pictures to email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, via Facebook page FBC News and our Twitter page at FBC_news. That's your news for tonight. Until tomorrow, from the team and I, stay safe. Bye for now.
Baik tu dia jadi beratahu रेडियो फिजी बहुत रेडियो फिजी रोज सुनता हूँ।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।